Okay, so now we've sorted our hands out and the fingers are nice and wide for retopologizing. Right, there's one thing we need to do first of all. If you remember right at the beginning when we started detailing the armour, we made a morph target and we had a layer, the layer property, so that we could change some of these settings, not make them as harsh. Well, we don't really need that all now, so now we're happy with this at level 1, which we've got it on. I'm just going to bake all, and that will bake it onto that layer. Now the reason I'm doing this is that we need to delete the morph targets and delete the layers in order to retopologize against this model, because otherwise if we go straight into the retopology tool, it will take it back to the beginning morph target without any of this detail on. So it's really important that you delete the morph target and obviously turn off the layers. So now we've done that, we're ready to retopologize the model. So what we need to do is we need to create a Z-sphere, like so, and we need to come down into the rigging section and select our high-res mesh, which is Cyborg 20, and he'll drop in there. Notice his eyes haven't. That's because it'll only drop in one subtool at a time. If you wanted to drop in more subtools, then you would have to merge the subtools down in the subtool palette and then bring it in that way. So now we need topology, and we're just going to edit topology. And now we'll just start drawing on our retopology lines. So if you look, I haven't got X symmetry on. It's a good idea to turn that on. But if we got it on or off, when it turns green, it will show us where the center line is on the model. And obviously when you go off of it, it won't be centered. So I'm going to turn X symmetry on, so we're a symmetry both sides, and I'm going to start at the top here. I'm going to move it down to the chest plate, and then I'm going to move it down one further. Now the thing to remember about retopologizing is to follow the lines or the flow of the model. Now I'm going to go ahead and start to retopologize this model, so I'm going to click out one here, and I'm going to click up one, and I'm going to click across, and then I'm going to click up, and I'm going to click across, and now I'm going to come on to where the arm section will be. So in this case I'm going to move this up. Now I'm not going to demonstrate all of this. You can just look at the next video to see how I've retopologized the model. So this is what we've got so far. To actually view it, you can go to the adaptive skin and preview, the same way you did with the Z-spheres, or better still, press A on the keyboard. If you want the density increased, then you can increase the density here, like that. And now you might be thinking, well, how are we going to get the detail from the model, high-res model, onto this retopologized mesh? Well, it's pretty simple. I'm just putting a bit more detail in here because I want to show you, I want to demonstrate that how it pulls the detail across. So I'm going to come across here, up here, up here, and up here. That gives us quite a nice area. What you need to do is to come down and go to projections and go to project, and then press A, and now you'll see the details being projected across. Now to get it even finer, I can bring this up to level division 6, and now it's even sharper. Obviously if you go down through these divisions, it's going to get less and less. But what I suggest you do before you do the projections is just to turn projection off and just view it at about level 2 or 3. Okay, well I'll see you in the next lesson where I'll show you how I've laid out my topology lines, and we'll discuss that and use that to actually retopologize your model. Try and work to what I've kind of done, or unless you think you've got a better way of doing it, then retopologize the way that you want. But there are certain things I'm going to put in, certain ways I'm going to break the geometry up, especially around the head and around all of the joints that you might want to take note of. Alright, I'll see you in the next lesson where we discuss the retopologized model mesh.